Okay, we are live. It is some day of the week. It is Wednesday. Sorry about missing yesterday's stream, but I was not feeling well. And it happens sometimes. I was on a really good stretch there where I wasn't really being affected too much by it, but it happens. Stickers are coming off my jar. That's slightly frustrating. Alrighty. So I'm just gonna finish getting set up here. Hope everybody's had a good week. Hope your weekend was well. At the very least, that it was as well as it could be. And Beans got me all discombobulated here, where I have to put things. There. Couldn't get my incense to light there. I think we're good now. Sometimes those cones just don't want to stay lit. Alright, so when we abruptly cut off the last time we were working on this, we were trying to figure out what we were going to do about our watercolors, because I realized I don't have enough of this color to get all the way across, or at least I'm not comfortable with the amount that I have left. Really not. So, I was like, well, maybe I can color match it. So we went to Walmart. They had nothing in this shade, loose, singularly in skeins that I could get. Nothing even close. I was like, oh no. They had the pack that I had gotten this strand out of back in stock. And looking at it, there was exactly one skein in there of that shade. And I was like, oh. It was $16. And I'm like, that's a lot for really only needing one shade out of there. I mean, I would end up using the other shades eventually, but that's besides the point. I was like, I'm trying to convert most of it over to DMC where I can, or find a comparable shade in DMC for when I need to replace it if I really like that shade. So I'm like, well, that's not going to help me. I didn't want to color match this online because it's really hard to color match through a computer screen. And I was thinking, well, I'll color match it when the new Michaels opens up, except they still haven't listed an opening date, and now I don't know if they're actually going to open the new one near us. And I'm like, okay, I guess it was delayed. So that doesn't help me now. So while we were there, they had a pack of blues. I think they called it Pool Party or something. Now this shade is kind of similar to this shade. Kind of. Not exactly, but similar. So I've decided that the remaining amount of this shade, and this shade that I have left, I'm going to put over here. Like maybe halfway through the Y to that way. And everything else in between, we are going to go with the shades in this pack because they are not the same. Now, I'm going to go with this lighter blue. I know it's not the same. I'm going to go with this lighter shade for around the eye. Like not all the way, but you know, across the top of it. Hold on. It didn't match my sample. It really didn't match my sample when we were in the store. Is it going to match it now? Because this might change my entire... Son of a bitch! Maybe we don't have to do...
Did you just find more you didn't know about?
No. Remember how when we were in the store, the weird light aqua color that was in there didn't quite match my sample? I swear now it looks like it matches it. Not quite.
Wonder if it's a lighting issue.
It's slightly, ever so slightly different. But it's close, right? Like it might be like a shade lighter. Would it be all that much noticeable? But then when I lay it on top of there, certain ones, it doesn't look the same. So I don't know. Well, if we were to do that, I don't know what to do now. This dog is driving me crazy tonight. I don't know what he wants. I was originally like resigning myself to the fact that we were gonna have to do different shades in here. Buddy, it's not storming. I love you to bits. You've already had your second snack roll. I really don't have anything else to give you. I don't. We went to the board game place twice today. It's dark out. We're not going now and it's raining. No, you don't like to get your feet wet, remember? He has been sassing me all afternoon. So now I don't know what to do. Do I carry on with my original plan of making the middle different?
I would, because there's no guarantee that you'll be able to get more when you need it.
Because this really does look the same now. No, it is slightly off. That could be a dye lot issue, though. Alright, so... Okay. So I'm thinking this for the lighter shade around the eye, right? Up in here. We need to figure out a middle color. I was gonna do that other... I mean, we could still do this as the middle color, right? We could still do that. And then we need to figure out what our dark color is going to be. That's the tricky bit. Do we want like this guy? Or like I've got this guy, but he is so dark. He's almost black and he's not really going to bounce off the black background very well. What if we go with like this shade? I don't know. So that's the whole problem. Like, I've got some of the black stitching here. That's why this background looks a little bit different. See if you can see that a little bit. Yeah, you can see the black stitching definitely adds to that background quite a bit. It's like, I wasn't really thrilled with all of these colors together. Those are very different shades of blue. Did I already pull these out? I didn't. Like, I wasn't sure if I wanted to... Are those the same shade? I don't know if those are the same shade. I mean, we've got, like, that color. Like, I need to pick out a background color that's gonna work with that. I've got... I don't know what to do now. Because that really does look like that shade. And now my brain is like slamming on the brakes of like, wait a minute. Okay, so I've got two more of this. I've got one more of this guy. I've got a fair bit still on this bobbin. And if I'm keeping this just at the very, very bottom, that could work. It could work. I don't know what to do. Because I'm like not feeling these other colors mixed together. Which is a slight problem. Maybe it won't. I don't know. Part of me is like, just go with the original plan. We might be able to make it work. Alright, you know what? Maybe it was just the lighting. This dog is so angry at me for some reason. Like, he's been telling me off all afternoon. I don't know what the problem is. Is it because we fed him early? I don't know. Did he hear us saying something about going after dinner and thinks that he was supposed to go after dinner? I don't know. It wasn't happening today after dinner regardless. Because of the weather. Like, they were trying to decide if they were going to put us in some kind of... No, you don't. No, no. They were trying to figure out if they were going to put us in some kind of severe storm watch earlier. They didn't end up doing so. I knew I needed to. I did need to put a knot there, but that's not where I wanted the knot to be. Like, excusez-moi. I mean, I guess it's not that much to cut off, right? So, alright, so you can see where I have started to put in the black stitching here. I've gotten a bit more done than I previously had. That's a little better. Sorry, you can see my third hand in the way. But it helps with something that's this big. It's a little bit easier to have that. It's an embroidery hoop holder. I couldn't really get it to actually fully hold it up off the ground or up off the desk. When I had it on my hoop, I was still having to hold it up with one hand, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I ended up getting a different one that's a bit sturdier, made out of wood, that holds it on either side of the project, which seems to be working out a bit better for me. You do have to retighten it every so often, but at the same time, I just feel like that's just part of it, right? Because you're gonna have to loosen it to tie off your needle in the end anyway, depending on what thread finishing ending method you go with. Sorry, I was like, wait, did I actually separate the string? And I'm like, I didn't separate the string. And I was like, no, it was already separated. It was left over from the last piece. We're okay. It's all good. Yeah, so this was it this weekend? No, I think it was over the course of the week. I had worked on, in small amounts, the background. It doesn't really take that long because I'm just kind of trying to fill in. My stitches are going every which way. You can see it's a little bit chaotic close up, but at the same time it's black, so you can't really see it that well. Like, it's not like screaming in your face with how messy they are, but it served the purpose and just gave it that cleaner feel to the background. And I am still working. What the heck are you? Where did you come from? Oh, it must have been for me tying off the other bit of black there off of the octopus. Or jellyfish. Excuse me. That's alright. We can deal with that later. That's not a huge problem. If it comes to it, I can deal with that when I do the background stitching. But I got a bit done. Not a whole lot, because it does take some time to work through it. But I did get some done on the pattern that I made. Well, the half-assed pattern that I made for one of the Bob Ross paintings that I tried to inspo it from. I know there are some Bob Ross embroidery, or there's a Bob Ross embroidery kit out there. Wasn't sure how I really felt about it. Seeing the reviews on it and stuff, I was like, maybe I could make my own. So that was what I did. I'm kind of winging it stitch-wise, though. It's mostly long and short needle. There's a bunch of French knots, and I do mean a bunch, and a couple of satin stitches. And I'm sure by the end there will also be a few straight stitches. Technically, there's probably already straight stitches in there in a couple of spots. But I'm also a little slightly apprehensive since it's the first time I've tried to figure out something like that from scratch on my own. Especially not fully knowing what I'm doing. And I was worried I had kind of messed up and lost my way, and the husband looked at it, he goes, that actually looks pretty good. And I was like, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, this seems to suit you. So that kind of gave me a second, or a little boost of confidence on it, and I'm like, all right, well, maybe we are moving in the right direction here. And it just didn't feel like it because of where we were on it. Because, you know, apparently even stitching has its ugly phases as you are working on it. Right? Just how paintings can have their ugly phases. But I'm starting to feel a little bit more confident with it, and I did make some headway. And I thought I was gonna make even more headway, and then I got a migraine that lasted for over 24 hours. Like, I had it vaguely in the background, and then as the day went on Monday, it was just kind of getting worse, and then it really slammed into me later in the day, so I got like nothing done on Monday on it, and I was really mad. And dang it. I mean, mad at the situation. I mean, there's nothing I could do about it. My hands were tied. But then on Tuesday, when I woke up, I still wasn't feeling great, so I did have to cancel Dinkum last night. I do feel bad about that, but if talking feels like a challenge to my brain to get the words out, then stream is not going to happen. So that's just the way that's going to be. Still had a slight bit of it left over this morning. Puppy. And by puppy, I mean old man. Because you are an old man. I've actually lost track of how old he is. I think he's gonna be 14 in September. He's either gonna be 13 or 14. Facebook memories don't help because I don't remember the year that I actually, like, the year that I posted the thing. Is that when I actually took it, or did I post it a while after I took it? Like, that's the problem. I could have been like scrolling through camera rolls and been like, oh hey, check this out, and posted it well after I had taken it, so I don't know. We had a couple of spicy cloud sounds from the sky earlier. It lasted like 1 or 2 and then didn't happen again. And that had him all wound up for a little bit. And now he's just been mad at me ever since. And I don't know what he wants. He ate his dinner. I feel like he's yelling at me for forgetting to do something, but I have no idea what. Pigs got fed. I literally do not know what he wants. I feel like I'm in a standoff with a Karen that's like, well, and I'm like, you haven't told me what the problem was. And they're like, well, how are you going to fix this? And I'm like, you haven't told me what the problem was. I can't fix what I don't know. So he might bork in the background, just a earbud warning to you guys. I never know when he's gonna bork. He's generally not that borky of a doggo, unless he's mad. And he's keeps coming over, thumping his ass down on the ground next to me. And kind of doing his I want something growl. It's not aggressive. But I honestly don't know what the problem is. He's got water. His second snack roll he apparently didn't eat that much of. I don't know if it's not what he wanted. He can be a picky brat at times. Or it's like, this is what we have tonight. I don't know what you want from me. He's been loving eating what we gave him, and I don't know if he's suddenly mad at it. I don't know if he was expecting something else. I don't know if he's mad because he smelled us having pasta and he didn't get pasta, but he can have pasta.
Well, he doesn't always eat pasta anyhow.
Yeah, so, like, did he think we had pizza and I had pizza crust? Like, I don't know what his problem is. And I don't put a bunch of seasoning in my pizza crust specifically so he can have a little bit of the edge of it where no sauce touched it. So it's pupper safe. Not like we're making Domino's or Pizza Hut crust over here. It's definitely pupper safe. Well, as safe as it can be. I don't know what the child's problem is. I don't know if he's mad that I'm not in bed. It very well could be that. He might wanted me to cuddle with him. Because I was in bed early the past couple of nights because I did not feel well. It could be that he's mad about that. We don't know. I don't have a single snacky up here. Oh no, that's not true. I have a Ziploc bag with a couple graham crackers in it, but I haven't eaten them today. This boy will sass me for the apple that I am eating, and I go to let him have a piece and smell it, and then he'll either take it from me and drop it on the floor, or he'll sniff it and walk away. And I'm like, this is why I didn't give you any. Because I knew you weren't going to eat it. And it's not that we forgot to let Bean out of the bedroom, because Bean's been running around. Bean's been sassing me all day, too. Is it a full moon? Is that what's going on? This boy had 2 Borking Place trips today. Relatively close in time, because we were worried about the weather. And tomorrow, he might not get to go at all. Like, this entire week is just going to be like an absolute mess weather-wise. For us. Around the times where we are able to do things for him. Need to get it completely caught on my thumb. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the way this background is looking with that black stitching coming in, and I've got a ton of black thread, so that should not be an issue. I found my package of extra black and white embroidery thread that I had ordered from Joann's when we were back doing that gingerbread project all that time ago, that I thought I had gotten rid of it. I did find it because I'm like, that seems like really strange that I would get rid of it. I would have been nervous about getting rid of that much. And nope, I did not. A whole bunch of it. And that's what I am working through first. I could feel all of the threads building up on the backside where my one hand is hanging out holding this thing up, and I'm like, do I have a knot? Is there a snaggle on the back? Or am I just feeling where normal stitching is? Like, I even kept checking this radar multiple times, but he wasn't shaking, so I don't think that's got anything to do with it. And at this point, I don't know. He's just driving me to my wit's end today. I don't know what he wants. I'm not even sure if we are all done for the night. It's gonna kick back up in the morning. They actually had us in a discussion to see if they were going to put us in a flood watch too. That didn't happen. Just to our... well, maybe we were in the flood advisory for a little while. I know Texas has just gotten hammered with rain. There's a flood advisory to our south. Nope, we're in a dry slot at the moment, but it looks like we might get some more rain in a little while. Alright, so that one... do I want to do that one this color? Maybe we should. I was originally going to leave it alone for that, yeah, middle color, but when we took the boy earlier, I guess it was about 11:30-ish. By the time I got up and was able to put clothes on and managed to drag myself out the door, and there was a birthday party going on, like already in progress. And I'm like, this on a Wednesday? Okay. It just seemed a little odd. Oh, for all I know, maybe it was like a homeschool birthday party group thing. I've heard of some people celebrating winter birthdays when it gets warmer out, so then they can like do stuff outside. And that's not the weird thing to me. It was just the time of day. I'm like, what parent had time to bring their kids to a middle of the week, late morning birthday party in the summer vacation months? Because a lot of the households around here seem to be two-parent incomes. Based off of how many people are looking for babysitters. So if I'm too close to another bit here, I can always take the black thread and fill in and put that separation back so it's visible. It's kind of like what I did in here. They were closer than I wanted them to be. So that's just kind of what I ended up doing there. Here, where do I want to go from here? Do I go to this guy, or do I want to come up to this guy? Maybe this guy. And that seems to kind of make the most sense there. Like, I know I still have one of the dark blue spots not completely filled in. I can still come back and fill that in when I get back to that shade of blue. Or I can just fill it in with black if it comes to it. And you'll probably not even notice once everything is all said and done. That popped into there. And this particular bit of thread must have been longer than I realized, because I have gotten more out of it than I expected. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. This is number 5. Oh wait, is it 6? Did I do that guy? No, that guy was already there because I've got the black thread up against the one side of it. So yeah, I wouldn't have gone that close to it with the black thread if I hadn't started or hadn't finished that little nubby. So I'm using the black thread as my finishing off around it. fingers stuck. So you might see these like little bits of white stuff pop up from time to time as I am going through. I think that's the gesso flaking off, because this had been pre-primed canvas. And I guess between that and whatever black paint I used, it's mad about this particular needle going through. But that's also another reason for the black thread. Dang it. Came up through the wrong spot. It's helping cover up any weirdness from that might be visible. So like there's a little bit of like white here on the edge that'll get all covered up and filled in. Same with me accidentally poking up in the wrong spots, that'll get covered up as well by our magic mystical black thread. And I promise this is not really that shiny for how it looks on the camera. It's just the way the light's hitting it. Oh, we're not in focus. My bad. Nope, nope, nope. Can't tell if there's a smudge on my camera lens. Hey, can you hop in? Does that look like it's in focus? I forgot to focus it before we got started. But part of it...
looks reasonably in focus.
Okay. Does it look like there's a smudge on the camera, or is it just...
Bottom center? No?
I don't...
Like where at?
Near the yellow pointy fish?
Nope.
Okay, it's just the way the light's hitting it then. Or maybe it's a smudge on my monitor, which is entirely possible. So Planet Zoo's YouTube channel, Planet Zoo 2's YouTube channel, let's get it right, has started a countdown stream with a countdown clock in the bottom corner for their announcement that I think is in roughly 11 hours. Which will be happening while I'm still asleep. Unless I actually get up early for it. Just have to change how I'm sitting. Give me 1 second. People are saying that they heard that the trailer is going to be released. Other people are saying they're just supposed to make some sort of announcement. I don't know if they're going to be announcing the release date. They're showing beta footage from in-game on this countdown video, which looks pretty interesting. You can see some stuff in the background. So So that does look pretty fun. Looks like we're possibly getting at least one, if not more than one, new food stands. There was a sign on the ground that said Chief Lettuce. No, Chief Leaf. Like their Chief Beef brand. So I'm like, oh, salad shop maybe? That's fun. And possibly a different sort of souvenir shop. We will have to see. It looked like there was moonlight actually moving across the ground. I don't remember happening in the other one. The plants and whatnot in the background were swaying. That's probably going to be like something you can turn on and off, I would imagine. Hi, Mr. Dog. He's back, everybody. Hi, Mr. Doggo. What do I owe your displeasure to? Because I really don't know what you want. You're licking your lips. Hi. Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Do you need a snack? You want a snack? Alright, well, you've got to give Mr. Man a minute. And he went to Mr. Man.
Dude, you didn't eat what I gave you earlier.
Who ate it?
Neither one of them. Well, looks like they finally did.
I was gonna say, because I heard somebody in there.
Alright, so if I give you food, you're gonna eat it? You're not gonna be all mad at me? Yeah? Okay.
I guess it depends on if you give him what he wants.
Well, considering what I thought this was what he wanted.
Well, they can't have hot dog, because that made her
Don't say that.
system upset. Dang it. Keep coming back up through the wrong hole there. That's all that was about. Without trying, that's the ass kicker there. I wasn't even trying to come back up through the same hole. Not really where I wanted to be, but maybe we can make it work. Like, this isn't gonna be super perfect on my end, because this whole project is a bit of an experiment for me. I was just trying to see if I could do it. Granted, I probably should have tried to do something smaller. Damn it. For it being an experimental piece, but since when do I ever, you know, go the smallest route on it? No. Go big or go home. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Now, I don't have a whole lot of extra thread on this needle, so I am going to tie that off now. Oh, I did have a little snag there. That's okay. Not like a huge problem. You can kind of see where I've been working on the black background stitches there. Helps if I can grip it. I have a pair of tweezers that I can grab for when I need to. Come here, Mingo. I'm just going to stick that in your foot for right now. Alright, so it is upside down. at the moment. So don't be alarmed by that. Alright, this is the eye, like the dot on the eye for Nisey. So that and that are going to be pink. So we have a bit more blue to do here. So let us get some more stringy doos. It's much easier to work off of these cards now. I've got the plastic ones, so I can keep reusing them. I guess you could reuse the cardboard ones if you're careful with them. And I mean, if that's all you got, that's all you got. And if all you have is some sturdy cardboard, you can make your own. When I ran out of the plastic ones and was trying to card some extra stuff to put in my one box that I had taken with me, when we went away, I just wrapped it on a couple scrap pieces of cardboard. It was still the neater option than just tossing it into like a little Ziploc bag or something, or a floss bag, so it didn't get all hopelessly tangled. I mean, it doesn't have to be like cardboard box, it could be like leftover cereal box or whatever you've got. I mean, if that's what it comes to, that's what it comes to. You know, like the little postcards that you get in junk mail sometimes, the advertisements, you can use that too. Or like paper towel, tube, toilet paper, tubes. No, I didn't think all three of you were in there. You know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. No, do I prefer the plastic ones? Yes, absolutely, hands down. But if I'm desperate and I need something else, I will go with something else. Alright. Must we fight me? Thank you. Like, I know you're capable. I know you are. You've done it before, friend. You don't have to fight me along the way. Okay, so back on in it here. How do I want to do this guy down here? Find his edge. Do we want to? I want to. I guess we'll go across because trying to go that way is going to end in oh so much trouble. Because it will. Alright. Oh, I really should show you the progress on the other thing here real quick. Oh. Oh. Let's not sling ash everywhere. Alright, so this is where I'm at on this one. I managed to get the background grass in. I got this bit of shrubby work in. I got this guy put in. And now I got the little highlights on this section here. And right now I'm working on getting this tree in. There's some lighter brown. I've got this like dark burgundy color, and then I've got like a slightly, well no, I've got a lot brighter of a rust color, which looks like a very lighter version of this that I'm going to mix in there in spots on the top of it. Then I have to figure out that whole rock situation. I might need an extra color of gray. But we will see about that. When I get there. Haven't really figured out how I am going to fully handle that one. Got the tiniest bit of purple thread sticking up there. I guess it's from our fish next door to it. So either this blue will end up taking care of it, or the black in the background will. It's probably going to end up being the black in the background in the long run that will end up dealing with that. Probably. So I am excited for their announcement, which I won't see until tomorrow. That'll be one of the first things I try to look into once I wake up enough to remember. And we're going to keep going on Tappy Feet until 2 comes out. Right, no reason not to, and it'll pass the time. Yeah, and we'll see how far we get. That's about all we can do there. And I've started a little Ziploc bag with the little tiny bits of thread from the colors that I am using up that were not DMC, that did not come with a color number, with a little sample of the color in there, so that I can try to color match something similar the next time I get to the craft store. No, that's enough out of you. You had another snack roll. I think you did actually eat, though. I heard chowing.
There's still food there.
Did he eat all of it or just the good stuff?
Looks like they dug through the good stuff.
Alright, I was gonna say, I heard chowing down to some degree.
Yeah.
No, you have to finish your bowl. Clean bowl club. That's why you're still hungry. Because you just want the good treats out of it. That's not how this works, Mr. Magoo. You have to at least make an effort. I know you cranky old man. Need to make my pound cake tomorrow. Or our date on our eggies comes up. But, oh, now it might just be the brand of pound cake that I'm using. My mom would always get the Betty Crocker or whatever, and it was always kind of dry. And kind of brick-like, right? She would cook it in like the loafy pans, you know, the traditional pound cake loaf. The last time I made it, I went with a different brand because it came with like an icing drizzle. It's probably just powdered sugar and like probably powdered milk in there with it or whatever. You just had to add water to it and stir it, you know. But this brand was so light and so fluffy. I actually put mine into a cupcake pan in the little cupcake papers. I don't know if that's what made it light and fluffy. It was White Lily, I think, branded pound cake mix. Now, I'm not gonna lie. It was like 10 tablespoons of butter, but it's pound cake. So, I mean, to be expected, right? But, I had never had a pound cake that fluffy. Ever. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. So either it was that brand or the fact that I had put it in the cupcake pan. Don't know. I am looking forward to making that tomorrow. So that embroidery that I showed a minute ago, that was from I looked at the tutorial for Bob Ross season 1, episode 1, and kind of went off like the finished piece where I kind of tried to put something similar down on paper. And I did have to change the colors a little bit just because that one was so yellow and brown. Like the whole thing was like yellow and brown. And I'm like, yeah, okay, but that's going to be really hard to differentiate where things like start and stop if it's like all varying shades of yellow. So I did modify the colors on it just a little bit. But like Bob says, it's our world and we can do what the heck we want with it. Right? So that's what I did. And I like did the coloration with some colored pencils, kind of trying to match it to potential thread colors. That I had. just so I could try to figure out where I wanted to go with it. And I have changed the colors up a little tiny bit, like added a shade of yellow here or there. You know, wherever it needed a little bit of something. That I just hadn't realized was going to be an issue until I started putting the thread in. Which, you know, happens sometimes, at least for me. And that is the one that I am recording. Don't know when the edit will get done on that. It's the editing I did start on it. But I'd also like to do like the next one. Okay, do I want to go to this guy or do I want to go to this guy? I mean, I'd kind of like to jump to you. So I am right here next to you. So all of this black stitching. See, I saw it start to do that and I was like, well, it's tried to do that a couple other times and then it's kind of fixed itself. Maybe it'll fix itself this time. Nope. It triple downed, decided not to fix itself and double dog dared the rest of it to not cooperate. Was that something?
What?
I don't know. I thought my chair vibrated slightly.
I thought it was...
Maybe it was that truck then. Ah. Okay. Kind of re-straighten those guys out. Okay, so we've gotten a small amount here done. It's been mostly just water so far. But that still needs to get done too, right? So anyway, as I was saying, the black background stitching, I'm trying to do that off stream because it's not glamorous. It's not even all that exciting. It's pretty boring to work through. And I figured I would spare you all the monotony of it. Because it's literally just me filling in the background. I usually don't even have it up on the little arm helper for it. This thing is mostly on the arm helpy holdy thingy right now to help me keep it in the camera frame and from like slamming down on the desk a lot. Because if I didn't have it on the little holder, I'd be like hanging half off the desk. And my camera doesn't really extend that far. I mean, if I got a longer cable on it, maybe. Or if I pulled the shittier camera back out, then probably, but... That's probably okay. So, where do I want to go from here? I mean, either way, I'm gonna have to do these guys eventually. So, I guess there's no time like the present, I suppose. Laying in bed, I could not fall asleep last night. Saved my life. I mean, I did eventually, but I started hearing a really weird noise, and I'm like, what is that noise? And it sounded like something tapping something metal on our porch. And I'm like, what the fuck? And the only thing metal that I could think of at that very moment was this big metal trash can that we have that we keep bird food in. And I'm like, is something climbing all over that? Like, what? That doesn't make sense. What would be climbing on that? And then I thought, well, maybe one of the outside cats that likes to hang around over here was jumping around on something. So I was like, well, alright, I had to pee anyway, so that was just another excuse to get up. So I got up, and like the husband startled awake at the same time. And I thought I had woke him up, but something else had woken him up. And I couldn't really see from the window in our room, so I had to sneak into my mom's room and look out her window. And it's the stupid possum. He was standing, I forgot we have a metal water dish out there for the cats that stop by. And he was standing on the one side of the metal dish, leaning over it to eat out of the bowl that had the cat food in it. And I'm like, guy, just walk around and eat directly out of it instead of leaning over this water bowl, making it tap like crazy. But nope. We were gonna make all the noise ever. Apparently. And the other outside cat that's been hanging around our neighbor's house that showed up, that I had been trying to make friends with. Apparently everybody was trying to make friends with this. The neighbors across the street from her were trying to catch it to at least get it a rabies shot or something, and the neighbor thought it had ringworm, and she's like, I can't catch that, so she called the local shelter, and they dropped a live trap off, and they caught her within like 5 minutes. And so they had her all weekend at the vet. Apparently they spayed her. Like, we were fairly certain it was a female, but we didn't know she hadn't been fixed. But they took care of that and notched her ear, and they let her come back. I was surprised. I thought that they would hold on to her and try to place her through the pound, but the pound is bursting at the seams, according to them. They have no room.
Well, that plus loose feral cats are so prevalent here. There's no point in fighting upstream with that. if she's going to occupy space here to keep another cat that might reproduce from coming in,
Yeah.
then, you know.
And then our neighbor didn't mind her being around. She's like, no, the cat can come back. She needs medical attention and I can't catch whatever she might have on her face. Turned out she didn't have ringworm. It was just a scratch that just hadn't really been given a chance to heal because she kept scratching at it. So
I do feel you should point out she more than cared about the cat. She cried about them maybe putting the cat down.
yeah, like she
So
was,
I think she got attached.
yeah, I think she got more attached than she was letting on, and I'm surprised she didn't try to bring the cat inside, but maybe because she's away at times, it's just, and then she'd have to get litter box and all that stuff. And
Well, that plus she doesn't know if it's litter box capable.
yeah, we don't know. I would have tried to bring the cat in over here if we didn't have quite so many cat to begin with. If we didn't have any cat, then I probably would have tried. But we have more than enough cat over here. We are all full cat distribution centers, so if you could chill and maybe distribute to someone else for a while, that would be super great and awesome. Where am I? I am here. Alright. Let's see. I don't have enough on this needle to get super far on this one. But we can see how far we get. I figure we'll this one bounce to that one and then bounce over to that one. All of the flower heads have fallen off my lilies that I got. The leafy parts seem to still be doing okay, so here's the hoping that it'll bloom again. I don't know if they bloom more than once in a season. I've not had these before. I guess we'll find out together. I don't remember the exact type of lily it was. Just that it needed, like, full sun. Alright, I think we will tie that one off there. Alright. Oh no, you angered the bot of Moos. You angered Moomingo bot. Wish I could just name that Mingo bot. That would be hilarious. Okay, let me stick you into foot so I can find you. My impromptu pincushion. Alright, so you put. Excuse me, Mr. Ant, I don't know where you came from, but I'm not amused. Alright, we're still in frame. Yeah, okay. Okay, let me deal with this. Oh, you tried to do it twice, too. There, well, took care of that. Okay. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, let's grab our other bit of blue here. Sounds like the road is wet out there again.
Yeah.
So is this supposed to like go on all night? Yeah, off and on we got another blip of showers over us. That's okay. We're still doing better than parts of Texas, man. They just had storms sitting on them all day. This one county just kept getting all kinds of warnings just constantly. But I think we still need the rain, so I'm not going to complain about it. As long as it doesn't cause us any issues. And it is what it is, because we had a fairly dry winter here. Man, was it steamy when we were at the working place with the doggos earlier. Kind of crazy. Like the first time it felt kind of like a bit of an oven. And then when we were there, in between going the first time and the second time, there was a small shower, I think. Possibly. Or was there? I don't remember. Yeah, there might have been like a small shower. And it still felt kind of gross. Not as bad as the first time, but could definitely tell it wasn't quite done. Had that like Florida feel to it outside, which we don't normally get around here. It's usually more of a drier heat here. No, stop your nonsense. Thank you. Don't need to be acting dumb. That is no need for. Oh, that's a little bit better. I think we can still see that, right? yeah, as I stab myself in the hand.
Woo!
Full-fledged. Oh yeah, let me just stab down here, forgetting where my hand is. Don't mind me, I'm just holding it right there, like the needle's not gonna magically go into my hand. Just trying to find a comfy way to hang on to it, because my wrist was getting tired. Being bent in that specific position. Dang, that hurt. So I am using a Milner's needle. I have no idea what size. A size that made me happy, I guess. It's been working. Haven't had any issues with it as far as I could tell, so I've just been continuing to roll with it. Now, I do know that my edge here isn't 100% straight. I know that. I'm not that worried about it. I tried to line it up as best as I could. I got the side a little bit straighter, I think. But I am repainting this whole outer edge when I'm done getting all of the black stitching done to a different shade of black that is matte. That I think is going to look a little bit better. So I'm not like that terribly worried about it. Oh yeah, it sounds like it's raining pretty good out there. Ugh. Should we not go back up through the same hole? That would be super great. Well, see, I thought you were attached, and you seem to not be. So again, if you want to start this out, maybe start with like an 8x10 or something smaller. Don't be dumb like me. Tomorrow we'll be back to working on our tissue paper art. And I think we started working on our bottom purple color. Yes, we did. So we'll be back to working on this tomorrow. We are currently working in this section. And then after we get that filled in, then I have to do like the black plant life silhouette in the oh, come on now. The silhouettes. And hope that I have enough black prepped. I don't know that I do. If I don't, it's not a huge problem to twist some more. So it's not like I'm going to need a huge amount. At least I don't foresee me needing a huge amount on that. And then I need to clean up the edging on the canvas. which we might do if we have time. While I'm waiting on that glue to dry on the front. Really depends on how long it takes us to move through that last shade of purple. And the plant life stage. So I am currently doing 3 strands. The skein, these are called skeins of floss, come in 6 strands. For this specifically, I'm doing 3 strands. The that Bob Ross thingy I'm working on is mostly 2 with some single strand stuff in there as well. I was hesitating because I wasn't sure if I should be doing 2. But then I saw other people say, oh, I do 2. It's kind of personal preference. And I was like, you know what, you're right, it is kind of personal preference. And I think the less thread you use, the more delicate it might look. It also means it's going to be a lot more time consuming. For sure. So I guess it kind of depends on the amount of pain you want to put yourself through and how quickly you need to get the thing done. Oh, grumpy old man on the move. And by that I mean the doggo. I guess we will go this way. Don't know if I have enough on this needle because this one's a little bit wide. But we will figure that out as we go, right? If we need to rethread, we need to rethread. So I don't know what the husband came back in here eating, but grumpy old man is now up. And starting to pace around. I haven't heard it do anything unless he's just hearing the traffic. Which is astonishing if it is, because the rest of the time we practically have to yell at him for him to acknowledge us half the time. But I don't know if he actually can't hear us or if he's just blatantly ignoring us. Kind of leaning towards blatantly ignoring us because I have to talk to him in quieter tones. And he's gone along with it, so I don't know. Yeah, this one's gonna take a little bit of thread, isn't it? He's a wide guy. I gotta watch my hand. I keep sticking my finger out. I'm gonna be stabbing myself again. That's no good. That's no good at all. We don't want to get the stabbies. That last stabby hurt more than enough. So I'm not doing like a traditional satin stitch. I think I might. I don't know what exactly the thread saving satin stitch is, but I think that's what I'm doing, or at least a version of it. I'm going down and then I'm coming back up like right next to it. Just because I don't want to waste all that thread on the back side. Right? Nobody sees the back side. It feels like a crime to waste all that on the back. Just like all kinds of offenses are being committed doing that. But maybe that's just me and my silliness. Completely fair and possible. So we've got this guy almost filled in. I think I'm going to be just short here on him. At least that's what it feels like. And if I actually had enough, I would probably switch to another color here. But I also need to have enough to tie off on the back, right? Oh, this is going to be so close. Oof. I don't know, man. Okay, so maybe I can like do something like that. Or maybe I can just like weave it under and not worry about like knotting. Hi. No, you've had third snack rolls now, Mr. Doggo. No, you are all done. Daddy said you didn't eat all of your snack roll. You have to eat all of that snack roll before you get a new one. Mr. Dog. Look here, old man. Yes, you're cute. Yes, you're old. Watch your feet. Watch your feet. Okay, so that's the circle for the eye. That's the rest of the eye. This is a fish with a bottom fin, top fin, and tail. This is all water in here. That's a seashell. That's a starfish. That's some kind of corally bit. And water all around it. So I guess next we will work on our eye. Yep. Yeah, I'm still upside down, so don't worry about that. This will move over to here. Now, I had to try to color match this, and it's slightly off. That's the Coates and Clark. And this is the DMC. Like, it's almost there, right? It's almost there. So I'm going to use the DMC on this one. Coates and Clark, DMC, and then the Coates and Clark. So that'll be that one. So we need to card this one. Now, because I'm going to have two different pinks that are almost identical in play here. A little tiny piece of masking tape on there. Six oh two. Is your color. Alright, so make sure I've got all of you in the right spots here, because I tried to put that light color on the bobbin before we got started that I didn't end up using. I went with that other color after actually looking at them in the better light, realizing that they're almost identical after all. And I didn't have all of the loops sorted, and it ended up jumbling into a huge knot that I had to figure out. I've seen those like little like windy bits for the floss winders, and I don't understand them. I mean, isn't it just the same as doing this? Do you really need that gadget? Does it just make them look nicer? Is that what it does? I mean, I don't care if every thread is exactly lined up as long as it's on here. It's still gonna do the job for me. Okay. So, I need a length of thread here. I have a little cubby in this box that has some of my weird stuff in it, like my variegated and metallics and stuff. That is also my working box at the moment. Alright, so I'm looking for 3 there. 6 strands. So as long as I can see 3 on one side, then the other side's gonna have 3, right? One would hope. Unless somebody stuck a extra strand in there. Nope. Almost had it. And before anybody's like, just get a needle threader, I have some. I'm just stubborn. And depending on how many strands it is, it doesn't always work. I guess I'm just not using a big enough eyed needle. Maybe, but I have broken multiple, and I do mean multiple needle threaders in one day in like a 5-minute span. When I was trying to thread 6 strands into a needle before I realized, oh, maybe I need to size up. Though this one's about to drive me crazy. I mean, I know it's possible because I've done it. 2 is a lot easier. For sure. But I might have to bust out one of the threaders. Nope, there we go. Sometimes just gotta trim the edges. That one had like a little extra strand sticking up off one of them that was longer than the rest. And a little tiny haircut there on the end to cover that. Okay. So, I don't want to do this. Do I want to go up and down or do I want to go across? That one's across. Ooh. We could go like super fancy. But I don't know how it's gonna look on this one. Because I'd have to, yeah, I'd have to go down through it. So, ah, heck it, we'll just go this way. If that wasn't quite as thick in the middle, so I was thinking of like maybe doing woven rose for the eye. But I thought about it too late, so I thought about it when I was putting the glue down. I could have like made it a donut shape and actually properly planned for it. Me properly plan for something like that? If I had thought about it ahead of time, yeah, I probably would have, but so this guy is going to take a good amount of thread here on us just because of his size. Because he's a bit of a wide guy here. And he's actually protruding up off the canvas a little bit. It's not like anything crazy, but it is sticking up. And I could have kept going on the blue a little bit more, at least into here, right? But You okay? Alright. And yep, this worked into here. So I mean that's not so bad. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, you can kind of see the slight color difference between the two. So yeah, I think we'll definitely alternate these two. Did you make sure that the volume on the alarm was actually turned on? My mom needed her alarm set. She has a doctor's appointment in the morning. Sorry, sometimes it gets muted.
Yeah, I checked. It was set.
Oh, I had a nut there. Oh, dang. That's alright. Thought it felt like there was something silly going on underneath of there. But at the same time, I thought, no, 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 I'm being silly. Spoilers, I was not. It's a tiny knot though, and at this point, I'm not gonna fight it that hard. So this section we did have a bit of our watercolor to work through. Mr. Dog, I got nothing for you. You're okay, Mr. Dog. You're fine. It's not storming. Now, if you're a good boy, when I'm done, I'll give you a treat, okay? But you gotta wait. No, it's not time for me to go to bed yet. You go lay down. I will come to bed when I'm ready. You're not getting any more snack rolls tonight. Kitchen's closed. I know, you're mad. You're just gonna have to be mad there, buddy. Alright. Whoop. I kind of feel like in there probably could have had another strand maybe. Potentially. Don't you be acting... What did you just do? I don't know. I might have imagined it. some reason, everybody is all acting dumb. Mr. Doggo, what did I say? No, we're all done. When he's extra mad that he's not getting his way, he comes down and sits next to me and thumps his ass on the floor. Guy, I don't know what you want. I am not fluid in ass thumping. I'm sorry, I'm not. You'll have to forgive me. And I do not believe there is a translator app for that. Someone that is fluent in ass thumping should get on that. So he's just gonna sit there and protest now. Oh, nope, he got up. I hear him tapping. Alright. This guy. Did you get your thing? Did you get your thing? At 9?
Yes.
Okay.
My pill?
Yeah.
Yeah, I took my pill.
Alright, so these two pieces here are kind of touching. Not kind of, they are. Actually, it's kind of touching that upper one too. We will fix that. I will fix that with the black thread. When I come back in with that, okay. So right here, kind of looked like it needed another bit of thread. Alright. So that's not a whole lot of thread there. I'll get like a couple if I'm lucky, stitches on the rest of the eye before I'd have to swap it out. So I just gonna do it this way. This one was long enough where I did put a knot into it. Beforehand. here's what we could do. We could go back to our blue. Which is kind of what I think I want to do. I want to get that guy, that guy, that guy, that guy, and that guy, I think. Maybe that guy. And then, like, all of these should be that shade. And then I've got another one of these right here. Is that what I want to do? Yes, I think so. Alright. So I'm gonna put this guy back on. Upside down here. So we are here. Alright. So this color I am going to put back on its bobbin for when we get back down to there. I need to bobbin those other colors too. I'm gonna have to put it in a Ziploc bag to keep that color family separate for right now because I don't have enough floss boxes at the moment. I need to pick up probably 3 more. And I need some more floss cards too. At the very least, I would like to get some more floss cards. I am just splitting this. So I realized I wasn't explaining what I was doing. Off to the side here. Okay. Alright, just gonna shorten up the little tail on my knot there. Ugh, snap, crackle joints. Oh my goodness. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm going to start down here. And try not to stabbeth my hand. For that would not be good. Especially not a second time. That would just be terribly, terribly embarrassing. So I'm starting here to kind of work my way around this side of the fish and down. I mean, I suppose that it doesn't fully matter. And we can just pick and choose what we want to work on when. I do need to figure out what I'm going to do this fish as. Because I have no idea what colors I'm going to do it. I mean, really, we could do it any color. Just don't know what I want to do. I mean, he kind of is a bit round. Kind of like flounder. Feels like a blue and yellow. Sort of deal. Not exactly the same pattern of flounder, but we could do something like that. Maybe we can use one of our other blue shades that we picked up from this pack. So I don't end up just using one shade out of it for the situation. Finger keeps hanging out dangerously close to the stabbing zone. I really... Oh. You're not gonna be an easy fix, are you? You're so little. Okay. Sometimes those tinier ones are the more trouble to fix. You okay, buddy? I still don't have any goodies for you. And I'm sorry. There's not much I can do for you. No. Guy in there, and yes, I did stab myself slightly. Wasn't like that last time there. Okay. So after we get this guy, I'm gonna jump up to the one above it. Now, as far as the black stitching is concerned, I'm going to come back in and fill this in, and then start to fill in this section, and then try to get the rest of that done. I don't know how long that's going to take me. Because I've been kind of working on it off and on stream days in the afternoon at times, as I have time. Just to kind of move things along with it. I've been trying to save non-stream days for my other more involved projects. Okay, so now I'm going to And jump up to this guy. Yes, Mr. Dog. I see you. I still don't have anything for you. It's not storming. I haven't heard it storm. It's just raining. And I'm not going to bed yet. I'm sorry this displeases you. I went to bed early 2 nights in a row because I wasn't feeling well. That was an oddity. Dang it. And now Cal's gonna meow. And probably wake up Bean. Who was just kind of chilling on the bed. Again, Mr. Dog, I am sorry. I have nothing for you. Stream time is not done yet. And you are gonna have to wait at the very least until I'm done with this color. I mean, I guess at least Bean's not hopping up here in the middle of everything. While I was working on the other one, he did that a few times, so I might have to edit Bean out of that. But if you see black cat hairs on the fabric that I am stitching on that one, that is why. Because he keeps being nosy. He was mad at me all day today. I barely stepped on his foot by accident. As I was coming out of the bathroom, he like ran under my feet. And then the rest of the day, anytime my foot got near him, he like hissed at me. And I'm like, look here, buddy. I didn't do it on purpose. And then he kept stealing my seat. Every time I had to get up to take care of something, came back to sit down, and he had curled up in it. And I'm like, no. All the places in this house. It's like, Mr. Man's laying down, you could sit in his chair. Nope. Had to be mine. I'm like, I thought you were mad at me anyway. Why are you sitting in my seat? Susie buddy, I know the house still smells like dinner. because I made spaghetti sauce, so the whole house tends to smell like spaghetti sauce for a while. But I promise you, I don't have any food up here. There's nothing to beg for. You couldn't have spaghetti sauce anyway, guy. I promise you, I've got nothing. I don't have any snackies. We can't do snackies while we're streaming anyway. Not normal. Not normally. You can grr at me all you want. It's not going to change the fact that I've got nothing. And I already told you I'm not going to bed yet. You don't control my bedtime. It's not that late, guy. It's not like it's 2 in the morning. Alright, so I'm going to jump up to here. Cow. Look, bud, I have a hard enough time keeping Bean off of that. Could you not? Is this where Bean is learning it from? Are you a super bad influence uncle? Because I'm beginning to think you are. Hey! Excuse me. Get off of that. That is not your seat. That is my backpack of supplies. Well, what's supposed to be my supplies. There's no way you are still hungry, dude. There's no way. You have a tiny doggo tummy. So see how these two are like touching each other? I will come back in with the black thread like I said before and just kind of create that separation between the two of them. It won't be a huge separation, but I can put some sort of separation back in there. Dang. Could you not do that? That was not part of the plan there. That there. Hopefully that's a different spot. Okay. There's that. Alrighty. I've almost got this piece done. And I have a feeling this doggo is gonna drive me crazy, so we might have to do a shorter session here tonight. I mean, honestly, my back kind of hurts anyway, but don't know if I have enough on here. I probably don't. To get through this one. Just try to keep an eye on where the tail length was there. I mean, sometimes, well, most of the time, I do try to get as much out of the thread as I can. So that's like another spot. Right here, we're gonna have to make the separation reappear again. And that's fine. It's gonna happen. I didn't leave quite enough room on most of these, so that was entirely a me thing, a me problem. Alright, let's see. Can I get you closer? No. You are just going to be trouble. Yes, you are. Okay, tell you what. I usually try to come back up next to it, but sometimes it's just less trouble to do that. So, oh, I just need to stretch for a second. Okay. It's not quite enough stitching for me to feel confident about tucking you under there. Like, I just need it to not come loose while I'm working on it. Because once we get done all the stitching, I plan on coming back and gluing all of my little ends here down to ensure they don't go nowhere. But let me slide that guy out of the way. Alright, so that is where we're at so far. So we've got, yeah, this just looks a lot brighter with that black stitched in the background, and you can see down here it looks a bit duller. So I am happy with how that's coming out. It's worth the time to do that. So next week we will finish up this guy, and then we'll see. I guess I'll get this one, and then maybe that one, and I don't know, maybe this one, maybe this one, because I don't think that is actually part of the fish. I don't believe it to be part of the fish. It's fine. It can be a water blip. Well, maybe it is supposed to be part of the fish with that shape. Nah, we'll make it water. And then we will maybe work on this. Or we can do our seashell and then work on the middle water bit in here. We'll see. Maybe we'll take a break from working on the water altogether and do this and this and see where things take us. But that will be a problem for me next week. Hopefully I can get some more of this black background filled in. My goal is to get this section in here filled in by next week. Hopefully I can get further in that, but that is my main goal. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, so we will be back tomorrow working on our tissue paper sunset. I don't know if we'll be fully wrapping up tomorrow, but we'll try. And then Friday, we will be back with Planet Zoo. So we've got a full week of stuff ahead, or next a full couple of days ahead of us here. So, hope everybody has a good day tomorrow. And don't forget to follow the social links down below. Those will take you to the Ko-fi, the Blue Sky, and the YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe over there on the YouTube channel. It is free to do so. It's comparable to the follow here. And make sure you've got your notifications turned on. I'll have an extra episode of Little Known Galaxy going up this week since we missed yesterday's stream, so it'll be filling in the Dinkum slot over there. So it'll be 4 instead of 3. And I will see everybody next time.